Guys, I have a daughter. She is an international model. She is gorgeous and she just went to Umrah.
The world got to know Lily J from her early days of talking to good old ChatGPT, using the AI bot as a manipulation tool to spew Islamic nonsense that left her in awe over and over again. However, to anyone with a brain, there was no awe, because we all know Lily J was manipulating ChatGPT to say what she wanted. Also, Islam is a lie. The ChatGPT awe has now dried up, even for Lily J, and she needs new content to do a pivot. But what shall she use? Today, we are going to go through Lily J's ChatGPT days to the next tool she's going to use to stay relevant, her own daughter. Let's get into it. Hi, Lily J. I have a feeling you will see this video, and I know you're not going to like it, but as a mother myself, this needs to be said. I have been making content for a few years now, and I understand why these little pivots happen in your world. It's because you need something to stay in the spotlight and continue financially benefiting from Islam. Your daughter is beautiful, but really? She needs to be content now? I never even knew that you had kids until you did a soft launch of your daughter on your YouTube channel. So many Muslim moms will never show their children, or even hide their faces with stickers and blurs, which, to be honest, I am in total agreement with. I am really disappointed that you have decided to use your child as content. I mean, your child is an adult, but let's be honest, you're the one benefiting from this. Also, I wanted to add a disclaimer. This video's intent and purpose is not to make fun of Lily J's daughter, but look at this situation with a critical lens. So, with that being said, I am not making fun of her, and you shouldn't either. She's a young girl, and the fact that it's possible for people to harass her daughter and write hateful stuff is exactly why this video is being made. Because her daughter shouldn't be on the internet to begin with. For everyone else who's watching this is an example of what not to do with your family. Lily J isn't the only one. There are other ones like Way of Life SQ who use their daughters to produce shocking and controversial content, while the children are way too young to even understand the gravity of their parents' heinous views. Let's take a look at this video, for example.
Girls, are men above women?
Yes.
Are women equal to men?
No.
Is that fair?
Of course.
Make it make sense.
Well, are the day and night equal?
No.
But they're both equally important.
Good job.
What the hell did I just watch? This is so stupid. And this is an example of the brainwashing that happens to a lot of Muslim kids, young girls especially. And at the end of the day, this is why we can't hold these girls at fault. They are the products of their parents' indoctrination. There's other Muslim families online who have double-digit kids, and they also have roped their kids into performing and creating content. Basically, these little kids are working. And since these kids are working, are they getting paid for being exploited on the internet by their parents? There's plenty more where that came from, but today we are going to focus on Lily J, and you are going to hear all of my thoughts in a bit. But first, let's analyze some clips. Tell me what you think in the comments.
Anywhere, anytime, no excuses.
First of all, this is so performative and cringe. I find it very interesting that the hijab doesn't apply anywhere or anytime for Lily J, but pulling a hoodie over your head to pray on a plane for social media is something she will do anytime and anywhere. Just think about it. Someone else was with her on this plane, probably her husband. First, she's to come up with this idea. Then, she has to have her husband pull out his phone or camera and film this, possibly, most likely, multiple times to make sure the clip is perfect, and then she has to edit it, upload it, etc., etc. All of this began with Lily J performing with good old ChatGPT, and it's ending with her performing with her kids and family one by one. Is it odd that Lily J's content now features her daughter a lot, while ChatGPT has seemed to have just vanished into thin air? In this next clip, Lily J has her daughter performing skits and giving all of us lessons on Christianity, While Lily J is, not very modest, I thought in Islam women were not supposed to wear tight, revealing clothing. At least that's what I learned and gave myself severe anxiety over as a former convert.
So in Christianity, Jesus is
God.
plus the Father and the Holy Spirit are also God, which means
There's 3 gods.
no. Why would you think there's only one God? Because that's why. All right, let's take a step back.
Okay.
If the Gospel of Mark says Jesus was crucified and died on the cross for us, this means
God died.
no. Why would you think God is eternal? Timothy says God cannot die because that's why.
So how do we know Jesus is God?
Look, so Matthew 21:11 says Jesus is
God?
no. Jesus said he's a prophet. Okay, listen carefully. In the Bible, John 4:25, Jesus is
God?
no. Why would you think? Can't you see? It's because Jesus is the Messiah.
Messiah.
Okay, look at John 1:38. Jesus is
God?
no, a teacher. Why would you think? So now you know the Bible says Jesus is a prophet, a messenger, a Messiah, and a teacher. So that's why the church says Jesus is
Not God.
no. The church says Jesus is God. That's why.
This new breed of converts are something else, but Muslims these days are, for the most part, quiet and even supportive of people like Lily J, at least at a surface level, because her job is to lie and force feed Islamic propaganda to as many gullible people as possible. Lily J did a soft launch of her family in this YouTube video on January 1st, 2026. In this video, she briefly shows her family, and to be honest, my first thoughts were, who are these people? To be honest, I just kind of ignored it until I couldn't ignore it anymore. Then, just 2 days later, she uploaded another YouTube video featuring her kids. There was no formal introduction, no big announcement of this being her family, until this next video that was uploaded on March 16th, 2026 in a video titled, "My Supermodel Daughter Went to Umrah. We Didn't Expect This." This is where things start to get interesting. This is when she labels her daughter as both a supermodel and a Muslim.
Guys, I have a daughter. She is an international model. She is gorgeous and she just went to Umrah.
These two words do not go together in the Muslim world, which will drive interest and curiosity in her audience. In Islam, a woman has something called aura, which is her beauty that needs to be covered, which is everything but her face and hands. That's a good moment now to pause and tell you that we are working hard to make this channel so great. So please subscribe. If you want to do more, we have details on that at the end. There's a couple of bizarre things I want to discuss about this video, but first, let's give it a listen.
Today, I am sharing something with you that I have never shared before. As you guys know, I'm actually a pretty private person. I don't share my personal life online. I only told you I was married literally like a month ago. How are you?
I'm good. I don't know, just seeing her talk made me emotional already.
What? Really? Why? Oh, come here. Wait, give me a hug. Let's start. Bismillah. Take a deep breath. I swear the amount of times I cried over this story, just so happy and so proud of you. So I had to share this moment. Let's take you back to the very beginning. Let's rewind.
Yeah.
We were all holidaying, right? We were having a fantastic family holiday. There was like 20 of us, right?
Yeah.
And then we had to leave and we went to Turkey. But then you were in Thailand. You were with your cousin. And what were you guys doing?
We're living it up.
What's living it up? What do you mean by that?
Well, obviously, we're Muslims at the end of the day. We don't party, we don't drink, we don't do that. But we're just living life, like we're soaking in the sun. I was in bikinis, like, you know, that's my job. I was sitting outside, I was listening to nasheeds, and I was just crying. I always listen to nasheeds, and it's like one of my favorite things. And my cousin and I were on an island, a deserted island, and we were thinking about places to go next. And for some reason, I don't even know what it was. It was so out of the blue. I can't even tell you till this day. I just looked at her And I go, Jelan, what about Umrah? Why don't we go to Umrah? I can't, like, I'm genuinely telling you, I can't even explain why.
Were you prepared to go to Umrah?
Like, not even the slightest. It sounds bad for me to say. Obviously, just before, I was in bikinis, and I'm like, I'm about to go do Umrah. Like, what am I supposed to wear? I can't wear bikinis, astaghfirullah.
As a former convert watching this is honestly so incredibly strange that I don't even know where to start. If we go back to Lily J's IG many moons ago, there's pictures of her husband and her in Mecca standing behind the Kaaba. When I first saw this photo many months ago, I simply thought she was married to some Arab guy. But no! Her husband is actually a convert too, which is both strange and not so strange because convert couples do exist, but the rabbit hole goes even deeper than this. And that's what I'm going to get into in a bit. But first, let's discuss this clip.
This is my husband.
Good day, guys. Assalamu alaikum.
And the funny thing is, a lot of people think I reverted for my husband, but it is the total opposite. He's a revert like me, from Australia.
Okay. Let me take a deep breath because this whole family is really difficult to figure out. We have convert mom and dad, okay? Convert mom and dad do not present as Muslims in their everyday life in hijab or thobe or anything. Now, we are adding children to this mix. And this is the very interesting part to me. Lily J's involvement with Islam goes back many years, which means her children did exist at the time, but they seem to have never been raised with Islam and have no idea what Islam is until recently.
So you jumped on a plane in Thailand to Medina by yourself. I don't even think grown men would do that. And you didn't even know if your cousin were coming at this point.
No.
You jumped on that plane by yourself.
I didn't have a tour guide. I honestly didn't even really know what to expect or what to do. How do you perform a pilgrimage?
One more thing I wanted to add before we discuss her daughter. Lily J's conversion to Islam and the timing is very sus. Lily J said when she got married that she wanted her maher, aka bridal gift, to be Hajj. However, in order to do Hajj, one must be Muslim. Listen to this clip.
No, I want to do what you did. I want to have it in my marriage contract. So I would love to experience Hajj with my husband.
It was the best fit, honestly, that I'm so happy I put that in my contract.
Yeah.
So my best friend told me to put it in my contract. And at the time I was like, oh yeah, cool. But I didn't understand the value of it. But then when we went to Hajj together, it just strengthens your marriage so much. And going through that spiritual experience with your significant other, it's just, it's amazing.
Lily J did not announce her quote-unquote conversion to Islam until Ramadan in 2025. If this is true, and she converted to Islam in 2025, but got married many, many years ago, how did Lily J do Hajj as a non-Muslim? Her daughter seems to have no knowledge that wearing any sort of revealing clothes and no hijab is haram as well. Now, I have met a lot of convert families, and I can tell you that the Lily J fam is an outlier here. And I wonder why her children have gone their entire lives not following Islam until their mother's recent, fame. It's shocking enough that Lily J was a model, singer, actress, and whatever, but things got really, really strange when I learned that there was a Muslim husband in this mix. Because I can tell you right now, no Muslim husband would ever want his wife looking the way Lily J did back then or even now. Muslims are supposed to have gira, which means protective jealousy. By Muslim standards, Lily J's husband should have this gira and want his wife to cover. By Muslim standards, she is still not modest enough. I know plenty of Muslim converts who desperately removed their haram photos from social media and did not want anyone to see them without hijab and what they look like prior to converting. But Lily J clearly doesn't give a shit. Also, if a Muslim husband doesn't want his wife wearing non-modest clothes, imagine how he would react to his daughter wearing bikinis for a job. That shit is not going to fly. There is something truly odd about this family, though, and their convert journey, because it seems like Islam only truly mattered when their mother got launched into the spotlight in her early ChatGPT days. This next clip I'm going to share is very telling about Lily J and my theories. Take a listen.
Do I do this for the views? Well, to be honest with you guys, if I wasn't getting views, I don't think I would continue, because it means that nobody is resonating or nobody is benefiting from what I'm posting. Am I doing it only for the views? No, absolutely not. Like, literally, I don't think you guys understand how much effort and time all this takes. Like, you guys see me posting like a 30-second clip online and then scroll and next. Okay, you liked it, next. But I don't think you guys understand how much effort goes behind that video.
She says it right here. The truth about whether she does this for views. She says something very telling here, and it explains her recent pivot to content with her daughter. If no one watched her content, she wouldn't do it. Well, duh, yeah. Who wants to put all of this time and effort into content that reaps no benefit? Now, I can tell you right now, my husband and I are not rich from YouTube at all, or anything like that, despite what some may think. We are just a husband and wife who happen to both be ex-Muslim. We met on my husband's Patreon, and my desire to be involved in the channel, to be really honest, was none at all, until my husband became very busy with work and balancing life with the channel. And let me tell you that my support for his channel was super short-lived, because he ended up refunding me and then dating me. My involvement started with helping him write scripts. Then I thought it would be beneficial and cathartic to tell my story about converting and leaving. Now that all of that is behind me, meaning I processed so much of it, I did my own pivot to simply covering topics I want to cover. I realized how much of an impact my presence on the channel has had on people, women especially, so I continue to stay. And I do understand where she's coming from, though, when she says you don't know the work that goes into these 30-second clips and whatnot. She's right. Content creation is work. Hard work, too. With that hard work, in her case in particular, comes with a lot of financial benefits. At one point, she showed all of us this Islamic movie called Lily J's World that was in the making. Now, she's not making $0 from that. She's definitely being paid, and there's royalties as well. The Lily J brand is one that is bringing in lots of money from her content and lots of special perks I can imagine as well. So when she says she wouldn't do it if no one watched because that means no one is benefiting from the content, well, by benefit, she means herself and her family. In conclusion, this is Dawa, ladies and gentlemen. It has become a grifty corner of the internet where your kids become content for Muslims. But at what cost for the children who are involved? In the past, Muslims seem to value privacy and haya, aka shyness. But those parts of Islam have been plucked off the cherry tree of Sharia and thrown into the compost bin. Muslims everywhere are desiring fame and will even have their own children perform on the internet to achieve it. If you like this video, fabulous. Give it a like and don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. Want to do even more for this husband and wife duo? Support us on YouTube membership or Patreon. We definitely appreciate the support. This is Mrs. Friendly Ex-Muslim signing out.